YouTube. I made this bed about 7 years ago for my daughter, and I just kind of made it up out of my imagination, I guess you could say. I didn't really have any plans to go by, and I really liked the way it came out. The only thing that I had a little bit of a problem with was deciding what to put on top of these posts. I couldn't really decide what to do with them, and I saw these caps up at the hardware store, and so I put these on there. But you know, for 7 years, every time I look at this bed, I see these caps on top of here, and I think, you know, it looks like deck caps that would go on a deck. And I've never really been happy with it. So I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to try to redo something that probably will match the design a little bit better. So like I said, I made this 7 years ago. I'm not going to do a video on making it, but I will show you how I made it. It's a pretty easy bed to make. It was for my daughter. I painted it white. You could do it, you know, in whatever color you wanted to. If it was for a boy's bed, or you could probably even make it bigger for a queen size bed or whatever. Let me see if I can't fix this design flaw here that I created for myself, and see if I can live with it a little bit better. Alright, I got my caps knocked off. Now I'm going to take a piece of this 1.25 inch oak that was left over, salvaged off of a job that I tore out, and I'm going to see if I can use this to make my caps, because I want them fairly thick. I don't want a little flimsy piece on top. So I'm going to start with this, and I'll cut it down on the table saw. Alright, what I've got here, got my blocks. Going to put that on there. And I'm going to put a piece of molding at the bottom. But what I want to do is I want to cut a bevel on this. I don't really know if I like that flat or not. So what I did was I made up this box. And I attached that cap to the box so that I could run it through my table saw and kind of cut that safely as I can. So let's see how that works out. I got that blade beveled at about 10 degrees. I got to mark about how far down I want it to go. There she is. Not bad. Not bad. I've got this inside cove molding I put underneath here. I've got this put down on both sides. And now I'm going to put the cap on top to kind of position it. And just shoot it down. Alright, well, I got that all finished up, and I think I'm going to be much happier with that. These things were just too big, the scale size wasn't right, and plus it looked like something off of a deck. So I really wasn't happy with that. Now I'll show you how this thing kind of went together in case somebody wants to make one. These posts are, I bought I think an 8-foot piece of Douglas fir, which was a little bit pricey. But you really need something that's going to finish up nice. You just can't use some treated 4x4s. I guess you could glue some stuff up and all that, but I just bought some Douglas fir there, and this is just all white pine. Now this strip underneath here, these are two separate pieces to get them to bend. What I did was I laid my board out, and I got a thin piece of wood, and I just kind of arched it and clamped it in place or tacked it in place, and then I used that to make a pencil line to get this arc. That's how I did that, with just flexing a thin piece of wood. And then this top piece here, I kind of had to cut that down enough so that it would bend. And I'll show you on the back. That's like, I don't know, that top piece is about 9 inches, and this here is about 6.5. Okay, here's the back of it. As you can see, what I've got is these pocket screws to hold that 1x on. I did the front one first. You know, it's two pieces that are sandwiched, that these slats are sandwiched between. And I pocket screwed the first one. I put the slats in place, and then I put the this back piece on and pocket screwed that in place. Top and bottom, same thing. I put some blocks down in between, but to tell you the truth, when the pillows and the mattress is on, you don't even see it. So this really wasn't all that important. And you can see I cut relief cuts along that top piece to get it to bend. And but I didn't let the cuts come all the way out to the front, because we didn't want to, you know, obviously show in the front. And so that's about it. That's what we got for this little afternoon project, fixing something I should have took more care and designing it better in the beginning, but all's well that ends well.